Hi, this is Tim from Sound Effects Premier in Ormskirk with Tom Quayle.
How you doing, guys?
And today we are going to be looking at something that, in my opinion, is rather overdue. In fact, I think it's true to say that when this product was started to be developed, I didn't actually have grey hair.
Wow.
And so that is some time ago. So this is the new Marshall Code Amplifier series. As I say, Marshall have, in my opinion, been out of the game of the entry-level market in terms of keeping up with the competitors for a little while now. So other people have stolen a march on it. They've been developing this product for quite a while, but I think the time that it's taken to do it has been worth it. Marshall is clearly an iconic brand. They make some great amplifiers. And to garner that entry-level market, I think is really important as well. So we have a range of amplifiers. We've got a 25 watt, a 50 watt, 100 watt in both head and combo format. And this is full of features, these amplifiers. So there's a bunch of preamps, a bunch of power amps, a bunch of effects, a bunch of different cabinets. You can control it with a foot switch. You can control it with your iPhone. You can control it with your Android phone. You can control it with your car, I believe.
Possibly. We've not tried, but
I think that's actually a lie. But we'll test it again in a minute, because I'm going to hand over to Tom in a second, and he's going to talk you through all of the features and show you some of the sounds that that this bunch of amps can deliver. Hand over to you, Tom.
Okay, so actually the first thing that really impressed me is how easy it is to use. So looking at the front panel, you've got your standard kind of amplifier controls: gain, bass, middle, treble, volume, and master. So what you'd expect, basically. And then you've got these editing switches. So pre-effects, which is things like compressors, drives, pitch shifting, stuff like that, stuff you'd stick in the front of the amp. You've got your amp selection, so that's like a preamp selection of which there's loads. Modulation effects, choruses, flanging, phases, all that kind of thing, all good quality. Delays, reverbs, and then power amps, so separate pre and power, which is really, really cool, much more flexible. Then cabs, these are all based around Marshall cabs. You've got 1x12s, 2x12s, 4x12s, vintage, different types of speakers, so on and so forth. And then you've obviously got your button for kind of storing and editing presets. Editing is super easy. We just basically hold down on the button and then we can edit using this button, push down to select different parameters, and then twist the dial to actually change the parameters. And then a preset button, which is what I'm going to use mainly here, because rather than show you all the different kind of effects and stuff on there, just trust me, there's loads. We're going to go through a few presets. So we'll start with this purple plexi. Obviously just a plexi kind of sound, relatively low gain, responds beautifully to volume changes, so we get this kind of vibe. So very, very cool sound. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to a clean preset. And actually, I was really impressed with this unit because in terms of the clean sounds, it's really dynamic and really responsive. And, you know, for a unit that's obviously aimed at kind of lower budgets, you wouldn't expect that. So really impressed.
If I can stop you there as well. We got this out this morning. We have a studio and teaching academy, and then we've got a shop over the road. I was over in the shop. Tom was here unpacking it, and he came running over to the shop with what can only be described as puppy-like enthusiasm, saying, "It sounds really good."
Yeah, I mean, it does.
And it was genuine.
Yeah,
I say you've played some nice stuff in your time.
Yeah,
you were.
It's obviously not a £2,000 amp, but
yeah,
it genuinely does sound really good. So this is the clean. If I switch the preset like that, just a quick dial, you can see it says USA clean, and now we've got this kind of really nice responsive clean tone. And I would be more than happy to use that on a jazz gig, you know, roll the tone down. And also, if I just show you really quick, in terms of editing the actual tone, there's a really powerful EQ control. So if I wanted more of a... You can get a wide range of tones just by fiddling with the actual tone controls. So you don't need the deep editing particularly, just use the presets and edit those. So let's also switch to, I really like this preset as well, super high gain. So just dialing through, we've got this JVM lead. Okay, really easy to read display as well, guys, so that's really good. And obviously you can use the app.
Is this where I put my fingers in the ears?
Quite possibly. Yeah. We haven't balanced these preset levels out, so we shall see. And again, in terms of editing that, maybe you want less top end. Super easy to play, nice and responsive. So there's noise gates and all sorts of different effects built in there as well. I did want to just try this ambience preset. Now I don't know what this is, I haven't actually tried it yet, so this is a little bit out of the blue, but we'll see what this sounds like. Because this has got a ton of effects built in. We appear to have almost everything on here except the preamp. So that's
switch it all on and see what it can do.
Let's see.
Your pedal board turned on all at once, doesn't it?
Everything on, all the lights flashing.
Strymon-centric.
But it's pretty impressive. I mean, the effects sound really good,
Yeah,
and you've got, within each effect, there's a ton of different options in terms of, like the reverbs, there's all sorts of different reverbs, different types of delays in there, different overdrive pedals if you want to push the front of an amp or, you know, whatever. So there's a lot of functionality in there, and also, you know, using the app, you can play your backing tracks through there and that kind of thing as well. So pretty impressive, really. I think it sounds great. One thing we will probably end up doing as well is a kind of bigger overview kind of the amplifier at some point, trying to get some different sounds to kind of model different kind of classic
this is
sounds.
a pre-production model. Once we get them actually in, we're going to do some sound alikes, so to show you how to get the best sounds out of them. I think that will be worth us spending a bit of time editing and doing that. So
but in terms of just plugging in and kind of listening to how it sounds, it's really quite impressive considering the price point that Marshall have picked here. I am pretty impressed in terms of features. One of the things to really quickly point out as well is the USB on the top that you can probably see just behind here allows you to record like an audio interface basically, so you can actually record with the amp as well. So for guys who want kind of a studio solution as well at a low budget, it's going to come in really useful for you. So very fully featured.
Yeah, very fully featured. And another thing I've just remembered, from your phone you can stream your music through it as well, so if you want to jam along to things.
Exactly.
So there we have it, the Marshall Code, the long-awaited Marshall Code. 25 watt, 50 watt, 100 watt, tons of features. We're going to have them in stock pretty soon, and I think these are going to be really big selling amps for Marshall.
Yeah,
so
great.
Welcome back, Marshall, to the entry-level market. You've done good. Thanks, Tom.
Cheers.
See you next time.
Bye, guys. Okay, so this is the psychedelia preset. Really crazy, reverse delays, all sorts of craziness going on. Okay, this is super cool. This is the Trematron, and it's just tremolo madness, basically. Okay, so this is a blues breaker emulation with a bit of spring reverb on for a nice kind of vintage tone. Okay, so this is concert hall. This is basically a Marshall Plexi with a Marshall Governor pedal. It's shoved in the front with some delay and a hall reverb. Right, so here we've got DSL clean chorus, which is basically the clean channel of a DSL amp, obviously with some chorus on. So we get this. Okay, so this is the JTM 45 reverb. This is a huge long reverb, obviously with the clean, well, not the clean section, but just the JTM 45 on a clean setting. And I've added a delay on there as well, so a nice ambient textural pad. Okay, this is the flangulator. This is basically a kind of medium gain setting with the flange built in. Okay, so this is a JVM clean sound with an auto wah in the front end. Really cool sounds.